Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT Champion for get ready to set up for the last step on Vision Total Drama Fan Art Library on Gran Turismo Sport. So, looks like I'm about to get ready to start making Alejandro's library because the mystery vehicle that I'm going to make is the McLaren MP412C. So, looks like I got everything all set up by now because the driver number and the windshield banner type boards. So maybe that's just gonna say that car number 35 was definitely the number of episodes that he appears sports. But even so, looks like I got all of it set up for do a little preparation sports. So let's go and get started for it, and then let's just give everything to do all of it. So maybe most of you Total Drama fans have already know about Alejandro Buamento. Well, because he was a contestant and also a main antagonist and one of the finalists of Total Drama World Tour, and also that he is one of the 3 newcomers since Season 3 board. Because, well, that was another character that we just gonna have to talk about. So maybe let's just see what else am I going to get everything started out for. So looks like last step of the tribal for this library board. So this might be very good choice to have this pattern shape to be quite very impressive board. Alright, looks like that might be good, and probably the other is definitely not part of it, but maybe I'll have to figure it out for it. So might be giving the good use for it. So definitely might be the one last step to do whatever it takes to do some final touches to do a full group or Vision Total Drama fan art project. But well, I kind of think that my project is not gonna quit out for it because it needs to take some time to do some important development for it. Well, probably I got everything set up for the colors, and probably I just use the R1 Dark Candy Metallic, so might be very relish red board. Now, maybe let's just go and change up the different kinds of method color styles for it. But even so, might be very good use for having one step final Total Drama library board, because it was definitely giving a long time before Revenge of the Island characters will be bringing coming soon boards. But it also has to take time until a few months boards. It takes a lot of development work for any Total Drama characters to be able to use as decals, of course. Well, maybe this might be a lot of it every time board. So looks like I'm going in and use the R1 red color, and probably the other one is definitely quite very good to be changed up board. So let's just gonna have to make it to be red. That might be very good. Alright, so let's go and get everything started. Now I really think this will be giving a better orange, and even so I'm really gonna have to change the different colors for it because I'm just using the white color by default for it. Well, I kind of think might be very different for having a little segment board, because I might be able to do a little bit of license plate to be set up first. But don't worry, I'll just have to put him in by full debut board. Okay, there he is. So let's just put it right over here, and maybe this will be good for it. And also the Total Drama World Tour logo will be put it in for. There you go. Looks like that might be very efficient, like the official one for it. But even so, that could be a good size for the European license plate to cover it up for. But I'm recently don't want to have to talk about it because that could be a little bit of negative effect for it. So let's just get everything prepared for a little prep work. There you go. Now, maybe luckily I might be able to do the hood first, so that might be very good to be efficient prop. So this might be a good pattern, might be a good choice for it. Okay, so let's just gonna have to go and stretch it in. So this might be very good looking shape for it. That might be quite very exclusive design for it. Okay, that's better. So it looks like that might be very cool looking for this one, because this may be the best style ever told to make. Alright, so before we begin, let's go and start putting him in by the first start. And then, so probably the other side is definitely quite blockable since the separate one in. But maybe this will have to figure it out for it. Even so, looks like there's Alejandro, folks. Well, even so, I'm just giving a little time for it, but don't want to talk about it, and I'm just gonna make a fine library design for it, and this is a good spot for him, so that might be giving a good use. Alright, so looks like I almost forgot to do placing on the reverse on the decal. So, looks like let's get everything started out for it. So, definitely Alejandro Blue-GT was the main antagonist and one of the finalists of Total Drama World Tour. Well, he was one of the 3 newcomers to the season and was a member of Team Chris's really hot. But definitely, he also has that different kinds of a charming appearance for it. But let's see how am I gonna have to explain about the details on him. Oh yeah, his personality on the surface, Alejandro appears to be a polite, dashing, charming gentleman, but he is underneath of his dark and twisted, but definitely known to use his charm and exceptional persuasion to advance him further in the game. He has proven to be one of the show's deadliest contestants. The number of the elimination he had caused is rivaled only by Heather. Well, well, looks like lovebirds always become relationship rivals for it, of course. That's how they just really need to start kissing each other for it. Now, I'm really guess that I might be able to go and get everything set up for it. Well, I'm just always gonna have to do a little bit complaining times to do. But luckily, I might be able to do Total Drama World Tour, and well, he also appears in Total Drama All Stars as a villainous vultures. But I'll make sure I'll be able to save that for the part. Oh yeah, definitely I almost forgot about it. Yep, I was right about it. Good thing I still putting on the All Stars logo just to make sure to be in case of it. But you know, this is definitely giving a little bit more long waited to take some more time to do some more customizing decals for it. Okay, so looks like I'm about to get ready to do the same thing like the usual way. Now, definitely, well, it also somehow, Alejandro was born in Spain and, well, definitely later moved to Canada, of course. Well, definitely he is European, of course, but definitely, well, unfortunately, Seat was a Spain automotive brand in Europe, but it's never yet to be appeared. Well, we also seen it since GT5 and GT6. So I might be able to go and pick a different kind of logo. So I might be able to go and use the Progress International logo. So this will be giving much better fine charming board. So I really guess this one should be put it right here, I guess. Well, maybe I'm using the McLaren MP board 12C because that might be an excellent good choice of a supercar model. But even so, supercar models is quite popular and very cool to be giving a little bit more attractive to many other gentleman boards. Okay, so I kind of think that's not the right GT Association logo. That's better. So this might be good to be placed here. Now let's just gonna go and grab that toe drum logo and then let's put it right here. Well, sometimes he always have that evil looking smile on his face board, but I'd rather decline and pass. Okay, so looks like, well, putting on the IGN would be giving a little bit fine bouquet sport. But definitely even so, but I don't have the Spain decal logo, but unless if I really wanted to find one for it, maybe I'll just have to scroll down and find something else to be choosing a different one for it. Okay, so guess I almost forgot about the Teletoon logo. So this will be going right here. And also the Cartoon Network logo will be going in on the other side right here. Okay, so now it's time to do the aftermarket brand logo. So looks like time to give it a little bit more. Continental tires will be going in to be placed. Well, even so, only on the rooftop you should be able to see it for more. That might be giving a little hard to come up for that good style. So let's go and make a little Tag Heuer logo. So maybe this will give it a much fine efficient choice for it. So what about this one? Should be quite giving a good use for it. Okay, so let's continue on board. Well, definitely Alejandro is very proud of his Hispanic heritage. He will frequently speak in his native language on the show, especially when he is frustrated, an extremely well-developed talent of his smooth talking himself in or out of the situation. Well, his name is his best quality. His ability to smell a person's weaknesses and exploit it in seconds. Alejandro himself gloats that he went through a lot of nannies because of this. Well, definitely that might be giving a little bit more teleport. But still trying to do a little bit more concentration to do a lot more decals to be worked on for it. So looks like the sewage is definitely quite very good to be putting up right over here on the rear. Now I'll just have to be able to save the part later on until get all the decals to be placed up and ready to go for it until the info part will be able to get ready. So let's just go and choose the Fandom logo and let's try to find something in place to move here. So let's go, and choosing this one would be a better placement spot. Now, I really guess I barely almost remember I still have the McLaren brand logo, so that might be very good to be recommended. So let's just change it up into white, and maybe let's managing up and move the Total Drama logo right about here. Well, looks like things about to get reorganized for it. Okay, so what else next? Something else is Spain European related type. Well, fictional logos still got the usual part for it. I'm just gonna have to find something else for it. Well, I kinda think the Lord would be quite very good. So let's just put it right here for it for now. Oh yeah, definitely the crew logo has the McLaren in it. I should probably have to go and wait and grab one until might be very good. So I really guess that this will be giving a little bit more progress to be giving a little bit better time to spare. So let's just make it white, confirmed. Then let's see for the next part for this decal board. Well, definitely Firestone is... Wait, I kinda think I almost forgot that I put the Continental tires. Well, I cannot putting on the GoPro logo. Well, definitely Alejandro is one of the antagonist characters, but I rather decline to be ineligible to be used. So let's just gonna use it without the GoPro on it. So let's just putting on the KN will be quite good to be placed. Oh yeah, I kinda think that the Puma is very good to be very used. So let's just gonna have to move the layer and relocate right here. So that might be very better for it. Just wanted to do a little double check on it. Okay, so almost forgot. Better have to revert the color back in. Then let's check and see if the Fandom is definitely need more color improvement. Okay, so gray color would be fine. Okay, so nothing else need to be adding up on the other. And what about the wing part? Well, wing part is definitely small. So I'll be able to change it up for it. Okay, there you are. So let's just find something else to change it, and then, well, probably. Hang on, folks. I'll just have to just wait for a moment for it. So I'll be right back. Okay, folks. Looks like I'm back, and looks like sorry for a little short time of waiting in for it. So looks like it's time to get everything figured out to make it quite possibility to see if this is going to be worked out for a bit. Well, maybe this is going to be giving a little bit of complicated board. So let's just gonna have to delete this one, and probably if I could wanted to use a different kind of a Total Drama letter, should be quite very font color type board. That might be quite very good to be efficient, improvable board. So I'm just using the Total Drama All Stars logo to be quite very perfect. So this is might be very good. Well, maybe I'll just have to be able to change it up board by giving a little update. So, looks like I'm about to go and get everything set up. Just gonna use the car brand on it. But probably only on the front part for it. So, looks like it's gonna have to use the Livery digital. Should be going right here by the first one for it. And probably the next one is gonna be quite very possibly to use the Total Drama World Tour logo to be able to be participating since season 3. So what else next for it? Okay, so Continental is definitely giving the right next up on the list. Okay, Exxon is, well, maybe if this is going to be compatible to be able to use the board, but maybe this one, it cannot do that, but only these decals like this one should be quite very good as pro. So I really guess that this might be the first part of this good decal set, so let's see what happens if I really going to go in for it. So the problem is for the Puma logo is definitely a current sponsored decal. So let's just gonna go for it and let's see, this will be quite very better to be a profitable board. Just gonna bring them all in on the other side and let's go for it. Hang on, I'm just gonna have to do a little fix. Okay, so definitely let's just gonna to change back into white. So this might be very good to be efficient. Well, probably so much for having the Puma logo on large side. Okay, so let's just managing up and fix it and go. And looks like this will be very good for it. So looks like definitely this might be very good for putting up the next kind of a pattern. So this will be very good to be very specific to do a little bit more creative decals to be much to see. Now let's just gonna have this one to be used this exact fine piece for it. Just do whatever I gotta do. This will be quite much very profitable for it. Now let me give it a little bit of check and looks like this is very cool. Very type of a style for it. So the only fact is, looks like the rear is definitely giving a good choice of a spaceport. That might be a very good choice to be giving a little a prop. Okay, so maybe let's just gonna have to try the Lena copy roaster. Well, definitely this one might be very good logo to be putting on for it. And probably the stack, well, looks like this is very brand new to me that I never use it. So this is might be giving a little bit struggle choice to see. Okay, so let's just gonna use the miles. Very good. Now, putting on a Eurosport will be very sporty related to it. So I kind of guess that might be part Europe, of course. Now, almost forgot to putting on the Dignity Art logo because that might be part of it on my missing to-do list. But the problem is, how am I going to put it anywhere on the McLaren? So, looks like definitely just put it on the rear for it. So that might be very good to see it. Okay, now let's delete and replace. Well, it is definitely complicated space for the McLaren, but this will give it much challenging for it. So maybe let's just use the roof, and this might be very giving the good to go. That might be better for it to see it. Alright, here we go. Looks like that might be good. So, looks like it's gonna do the front on the next one for it. Just gonna choose a pattern, any pattern I use. So, maybe definitely that one would be quite very relatively for this kind of a pattern for it. So, let's just gonna make it a dark violet color, and let's putting on both reverse positions. And well, I'm really gonna have to use the depth limit, always just to be sure. Okay, so the McLaren should go right here, and that's where it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, definitely, of course, the Alpine stars should be going on the other side right here. That might be quite very better. Okay, BC Racing, so this might be good on the next list. Now, definitely for the method, just putting on the black GT logo, so that might be giving you a little bit better chance to do it. Okay, so almost forgot one thing. Well, almost forgot to put the Team Chris's really hot logo to be able to recommend on the corner. So let's just gonna go and use the Chris's symbol, and let's zoom it in and see where it's at. Okay, so the other section of the space should be good to be used to place any Total Drama team logos anywhere to be in use. It looks like that's very good to be handful to be quite very good to set up for. Now, probably just gonna use for only one last trick. Well, sometimes I'll just able to update the library with the Spain flag logo on it. But this is gonna giving a little bit better time to have a little test on it. So probably this position should be going right here. That's where it's at. Well, I kind of think only inches away on a scale vehicle model, but this might be where it's supposed to be. But it's only best for the best. So let's put his name signature on it. So let's just color it in white. Okay, duplicate reverse. Well, probably the Canadian symbol flag is definitely put on, but don't worry folks, I'll be able to be updated later on after this one port. But this design is very temporarily, but well, he is born from Spain, of course. Alejandro, of course. So, looks like just only got to do one last final touches, so let's just go and start putting up a different rim style board. Definitely this is very good to set. So probably the standard wheel is 5 rims, so I should probably have to go and choose this one. So let's make it a +1 inch. But luckily so, looks like this is gonna get very orange Hansome style boards, but probably header like with really gonna get a hate on him with that McLaren. So looks like this is gonna be good for a 360 slow showcase on it. This might be very good for it. So where was I for it? Oh yeah, he has shown to possess a large quantity of skills ranging from hypnotism to speaking several languages, thanks to his highly successful family. Well, Alejandro's older brother, Jose, is one of the very few people who can compete with him. He describes him as being superior in everything, and it's partially to blame for who he is today, especially when dealing with header or using it to manipulate the girls. Alejandro has a romantic nature and has learned many lessons on the subject from his relatives. He takes pleasure in getting revenge on the other contestants, such as in the X-Files. Well, probably Alejandro always snaps when Owens is in panic. But that's how he always been handsome at all. But this might be giving a little bit better time for a past humiliation for it. So let's begin on the current storyline for it. So Alejandro was definitely appear in Celebrity Manhunt's Total Drama Action Reunion special. He come along with Sierra make his debut as he introduced as a contestant on Chris's new fake reality show, Total Drama Dirtbags. Hang on a second. Kind of thing I almost forgot about having a little error on the phone board, but it's just giving a little bit, scroll back up again. Alright, so looks like this is very good. But I kind of think almost forgot one simple thing on it to change this kind of color into a dark orange. So, looks like the library has been complete. Sorry about that hard delay. No hard feelings, please. Okay, so looks like that might be good. So let's make it a total drama library. Okay, Alejandro. Well, I kind of think I almost reminded myself that sometimes just giving a little nickname would be so hilarious. Well, anyway, this might be very giving a little bit more time for it. Well, he does not make the good first impression with the cast, as he pushes Cody down on the red carpet without a second thought and ignores Chris in his friendly greeting. After presenting at the Gemmy Awards for Best Reality Show, Alejandro drives the dirtbag bus to an interview in New York. However, the entire Total Drama cast and Sierra in the bus driven by Courtney to intercept them. In an attempt to beat the dirtbags to the interview, after Chris rescues the original cast and goes to the film lot, he reveals that there never really was a Total Drama dirtbag. Alejandro seems angered, but Chris makes it up to him by letting him join the cast in Total Drama World Tour. Well, he makes his debut in the makeup confessional for the first time, and he warns the cast that the new guy is going all the way to the top. Oh man, looks like he really means having revenge on the cast for it. So, looks like they should probably have to brace for themselves from his onslaught for competition. So, probably looks like this is going to be prepared for having a little custom race. So, let's go and begin with. So, probably no Spain tracks around, but, well, probably let's see if this is going to give you a little bit better time to choose a track. So, I really guess that I'm about to go over to Autodromo de Interlagos for having a fine, simple endurance race. So let's just go and pick the McLaren and there it is. So looks like time for a little bit of quick view showcase on it. Well, looks like Alejandro competes Total Drama World Tour is introduced by Chris in the Walk Like an Egyptian Part 1. Some of the contestants are shown to quickly get along with him, apparently not holding any resentment towards him from the previous episode. Similarity to Justin, he is fully aware that the female contestants are attracted to him and intends to use that to his full advantage. Well, however, unlike Justin, he is also smart enough to manipulate others that are not attracted to him into thinking that he has good intentions, often putting a false sense of security into other contestants so then he can blindside them later. The only contestant that becomes immediately suspicious of Alejandro is Heather, but most of the part, Alejandro continues to manipulate others without that many problems. This sets him up. Hold on one second. Okay, where was I? Well, he continues to manipulate others without that many problems. This sets him up to be the main antagonist for the season, and many contestants fail to realize that he is evil until they get eliminated. In the first challenge of the season, while he makes a significant progress up the pyramid on his own, he goes back in order to work together with Richard and Lindsay, with Lindsay in particular ignoring Tyler in order to work with him, while the three of them are the second group of people to cross the finish line. Because Alejandro allows them to cross before him, he is the first member of Team B, and soon after he is joined by Tyler, Noah, and Owen. While he tries to act as optimistic first, he curses about his team incompetence in the confessional, despite of his apparent dislike of his team. Well, maybe I'll be able to get ready to set up for the race. So, I might be able to get ready, because I'm just gonna have to switch over to the interior, because he also swears in the confessional cam, saying in a different language. Okay, well, maybe I should probably stop laughing, because it's too funny, and it also give it a little bit much importantly for it. So, looks like time to go a little bit of tire review consumption wear. Just almost forgot one thing to do. Okay, so probably I'll be able to start 20 minutes, so I could probably have to give a little extended daily workout time. Okay, folks, looks like it's time for a race, and looks like the LaFerrari is about to get ready to heat it up by giving the first start. Hypercars are about to get pretty excited to wait for one tougher opponent. So probably this is going to be very good for Alejandro's livery on the McLaren MP412C. So this might be giving the good start of advantage to start out on last place. But probably most other female spectator fans would like to see the attraction of him, because, well, it is quite giving a little manipulation advantage to be very motivated for it. So, looks like all supercars are in, and let's get ready to go for it. So, probably before the race begins, I would like to very recognize to have a little listening for it. Well, probably I'm just giving a little recommended start for it, because I'm always listening to the racing soundtrack for it. And here we go. Well, probably the replay recording just definitely giving a little bit of time to stop at the very moment. So, 20-minute race begins, and let's get started. Very good, giving a little air brake start. Take a little left turn. Well, probably he always swears out when he's in the confessional, just like having like this for it. And probably the unsuspended one for it. Oh man, that was so hilarious when he said that for it. Well, probably the beeping part for it, because that might be giving a little bit better time for it. Oh yeah, looks like I also like this interior style for it. Okay, here we go, stay at it. Press the let's go for it, and keep the throttle steady for a bit. Oh man. Well, definitely that was getting a little bit of hard start for the McLaren for us. But luckily so. Time to a little bit decelerate, slow down. Almost forgot to take a little minor detail. Okay, so let the Mercedes fans go first. Well, sorry folks. I know this is getting a little bit of a rough turn on the final corner. So let's continue on and see if this will give a much better test to its Bob. Well, definitely simple, important, evil way to find a better way to go manipulate other vehicles by causing up a little bit of problem for it. Okay, one overtake on the Lamborghini Fanio. Only got 6 more to go. Hope everything has to keep it up for more, because things about to get a little bit slide and get everything moved in. Okay, so probably imagine like this one here. Silver Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG was Livery. That might be giving a little better attraction to be ever close made for it. But probably I'm just using the Alejandro's library on the McLaren. That might be giving a little fast track moment, and then definitely false move by giving a little overtake for it. Okay, looks like third lap is going in for it. Hope the LaFerrari is still currently in first place. Well, definitely this is going to be giving a little bit most hilarious insult what Alejandro doesn't like the most for it. Well, definitely Owen always likes to call Alejandro Al, of course. But definitely a short moment because he always likes to call him Al a few times. But that was a very hilarious thanks to Owen. Man, he is very funny when he calls him like that. Or probably just giving it a fine, excellent nickname for the McLaren, or should I probably have to call it the Al McLaren MP412C. That's a very fine McLaren racing design with Alejandro's face on it. Well, sometimes he is giving a little handsome look for it, but definitely that might be giving it not good advantage for him. Okay, going in for it. Just trying to make a focus on the Hansome DB11. I definitely knew that with the yellow color for it. Here you go. Now, looks like Bert has pulled the air brake on it, on that wing part. Okay, looks like Mach 40 Mustang is definitely in second place, trying to catch up to the LaFerrari. Just wanted to see this is going to be very much closer in. If I could probably get that Ford Mustang Mach 40, that might be very good to use it for if I receive from the daily workout prize. One simple step closing in, just keep the throttle pulled. Well, maybe I should probably have to adjust the applied on the brake balance, so this might be giving a little fast improvement. There you go. This will give it much more straight up on the turn. Giving a little hard turn for it, just keeping a watchful eye on the tire depression meter. Well, looks like these two are still going on the same position lead. Wow, looks like that takes forever to try to catch up or a little struggle. That's definitely giving a little heavyweight turn. Okay, looks like I'm getting one step closer on the Mach 44 Mustang. And there you go. Looks like this is good to be overtaking in. And then LaFerrari is definitely going to be in second place. And Alejandro's McLaren MP412C is going to be reaching to the top, what he said, since the Celebrity Men Untold on an Action Reunion special. Keep it smooth and wait for the moment if you really want to give it for a half a chance. And the McLaren MP412C is currently in first place on the run. That's a pretty good successful passing overtake on the next lap. Well, good thing might be giving a good advantage point for it. That might be giving a little 1+ advantage because the LaFerrari is getting serious about Al's McLaren. Because the LaFerrari driver says, how does Alejandro drive that McLaren MP412C? I don't get it. Did he was supposed to go on a date with Heather or something? Well, definitely the LaFerrari driver just definitely confuses, and he just always tries to keep focusing up for the win. Well, definitely, I'm just giving a little improv moment for it, because everybody wants to make improv jokes, because that might be giving a little bit of stand-up comedy act for it. Okay, looks like I'm about to be very closer up ahead, so now this is time to go for a little pit stop for it, just only for one more try for it. Go and push it in, and then time to get ready to refuel. So differently, the LaFerrari can also go anywhere they want. So looks like it's time to go and change it into stop. That might be giving a little better time to go, make it stronger. Okay, all done, and now let's get back into the race. Well, looks like it only downs for only 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Looks like this is all good for now, and looks like it's time to get ready to get back in on the track. On the double, people. Looks like this will give it much closer in, because starting out on 5th place, it looks like this is going to get much prettier lucky. Alright, so looks like only down for only 3 drivers, and then 10 gap range is definitely giving a little close hard on edge for it. So let's see if if I probably have to wait for the LaFerrari driver to go inside of the pits, while I'll be able to make a little pass in the 177 and the Mach 40 Mustang. Eighth lap is still going on, and then the other cars are in the pits, trying to change up the tires to go and make a better set. It looks like this is going to be drawn very closer in, folks. Looks like the LaFerrari is about to get run out of gas soon until heading on to the pit stop boards. LaFerrari driver says, "Oh man, not him again." And then he just definitely wanted to step up the gear notch for it. That definitely might be his worst moment for it. Well, definitely just giving a little problem between the Alejandro on the livery and the LaFerrari driver for it. Things about to get drawn closer, and then he was said, "What the hey?" He just said, "Hey." He just definitely giving a little awkward, freaked out moment for it. And then he saw the fuel gauge, and then he said, "Rats, maybe I should go to the pits so I'll be able to catch up later." And then he also goes in the pits. And he also says, "I hope you can enjoy this victory by the moment now. I'll challenge you again someday, and I'll get my LaFerrari stronger by the next time we race." Well, talked about having a little rivalry and revenge for it. But definitely the LaFerrari is a good driver, and well, probably this livery is definitely one Hansome bad design for it, but it is very cool for it because this might be giving a little attractive and also being the arch villain as a contestant, of course, for it. Take a little smooth turn. So it looks like only down for only 4 minutes left, because this race is about to be very over soon. I hope this is going to get in a little bit best time to do a little bit of advantage to it. This will give it better much of the time. So even so, I kind of think that somehow Alejandro always have all this skills that he also tries to reach up into the final three for it in order to avoid getting booted off for it. Well, definitely he always doesn't like the others most of it, including Owen, in which he always makes fun of him by calling him Al. Well, that was his worst moment because, well, definitely everybody lost that hilarious part, thanks to Owen, of course. Man, I can't believe it. Owen always gives a little positive response to Al. And always, well, he always tries to keep it cool. And he always do a little bit more, well, definitely self-people ways for it. Okay, only down for only 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Looks like he's currently in first place for it, but still no sign of the LaFerrari driver that definitely wants a little payback for it. a little bit slight steadier, and then, oh man, looks like I already at lap 10. Man, looks like that takes a long time for having a little race for it. That might be getting a little bit much closer in. Okay, down for a minute and 50 seconds. Looks like lap 11 is going to be good as the final lap of this race, because the McLaren MP412C is definitely goes in for the win. Well, sometimes they always love to call it the McLaren, and this livery always calls the McLaren for this whole livery. So no other cars coming from behind. Well, looks like that might be giving a little fly easy for it. And there it is, folks. A minute left to go. This will give a much more simple chance to buy some time for it. Just even so, just give it a little bit more smooth and slow handling turns for it. That's how they always do whatever it takes. "30 seconds left. Looks like it's going to be drawn close. Well, I kind of think the Circuit de Catalunya, well, they always says the Barcelona is the only Spanish main track in Europe. Well, we'll make sure this will be giving a little bit more waiting time for it. Oh man, looks like final lap has already begun. Looks like time to go on over to the finish line, because that might be already started in by the nick of time. Looks like the Ferrari is coming back for more, and looks like sorry, too late for the Ferrari, and this is going to giving a little bit of hard time for it. But give or take, and this is going to be giving a little bit hard time sided conflict for it. So looks like standard earnings might be very good for coming in for it. So looks like this is all good for all standard earnings, and this should be good for it. So looks like time to continuing on for the replay. So definitely in the first moment for it, well, the worst part for Alejandro, in which that he has developed a one-sided conflict with Owen, while Owen wants to be his friend, and he finds difficulty in hiding his dislike towards him due to being generally inconvenient in the challenges, and Owen's habits of calling him Al. Wow, that was very hilarious that he said that. Okay, so definitely one of Alejandro's biggest priority in the beginning of the season be weathered down team victory, as he is responsible for many of the team members' elimination. While Bridget and Lindsay were attracted to him early on, Alejandro starts to win Shauna over in super happy crazy fun time in Japan. Harold appears to be jealous of this, and when Team Victory loses, Alejandro convinces Harold that Lashana loves men who do something honorable, which convinces him to blow himself off, so he quickly quits the competition. And he is directly responsible for their loss in the Yukon challenge. As when Bridget accidentally kisses Alejandro, develops a crush on him, and forgets about Jeff, Alejandro used this to his advantage before his team picked him up at the meeting point. Alejandro convinced Bridget to kiss him again, but Alejandro ditched her and left Bridget to get stuck to a pole. When Bridget inevitably gets eliminated, Alejandro explains that she is expendable, along with everyone else that he plans to eliminate every contestant until the Hawaii Challenge. Well, that's definitely one of that. And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, Bridget becomes the first victim from Alejandro because of all that trick and some evil schemes to try to make every contestant to be voted out for it. But perhaps many of do. That's how he always makes the list of many female contestants to be start. Bridget is the first one, and now next up that he continues to make a focus on Lashana by flirting it. Well, definitely this is going to be giving a little bit of hard explanation to figure it out for it. But probably Bridget says that Alejandro is evil when she's still stuck into the pole. That's how she also finds out that it's true. Well, that's how they believe that he's being the bad guy as a contestant in Shellport. So, looks like it's time to get ready to go on over to Circuit de Senti Clorix, because this might be very good for having a little good part for it. So definitely, by giving a little help while Alejandro is helping out, well, definitely tries to gain trust of Owen and Cody for a while. He doesn't get very far with it and shifted his focus onto DJ once he was the only one left on Team Victory. He noticed that Heather is trying to do the same thing as him and mocks her when she gives DJ a cushion to save him from drowning before offering to be in an alliance. During the final part of the challenge, Alejandro points out to DJ that there is an Egyptian symbol on the fish. Well, he convinced DJ that kissing the cod will lift his curse, and, well, as a result, well, definitely that was a setup for DJ, because he still have curse from the animal issues for it. But definitely, that's how lying happens for it. Okay, so let's get everything going on. Let's give a little bit of time for chit chat, and let's get ready to race on the second round. So definitely, this is gonna giving a little race number 2 attempt for it. So it looks like, okay, so the Lamborghini Diablo is just giving a little hard time, trying to make a little head start for it. But don't worry, I'll just able to be giving a little quick pause, and okay, so maybe I'll just have to start over to retry. So definitely Alejandro doesn't trust it the most since Duncan just finally returned to the game, being rescued by Duncan and Gwen. But definitely Duncan and Alejandro doesn't have in common because, well, according to Duncan's confessional, well, he doesn't like Alejandro and he doesn't trust him at all. But sometimes they just always acting to stick together as paired allies for it, but definitely they always being as rivals for it. But in the most part is, well, he always keep continuing on or making a little plot to make every contestant to be eliminated. And also, Heather always keeps acting up suspicious about him, in which he's just trying to make his way over to become the best until he will receive $1 million for it. But not just gonna have to be ruining the moment for it. So, looks like race number 2 is going in for a long long course way. But definitely this maybe takes a little bit of overtime challenge for it. Well, I've also remembered the Group 1 challenge because that might be giving a little bit of extra lap time. Take a little bit of air brake. Just trying to check on the moving wing part. Better. So definitely just gonna keep in track of the time. Well, even so, let's just kind of say that there might be best main interest or get everything settled in for it. So let's go and get everything on the interactions on Alejandro. Well, most other Total Drama female contestants always giving a little temporarily flirting attraction to him, but definitely this is going to give him a little hard time to want them for it. So definitely Bridget accidentally kisses him and then causes Jeff to be cheated at the moment. Well, according to moments in a relationship, you can't cheat another man unless that might be giving a fair warning excuse for it. Well, definitely, sometimes he also makes his next target to be booted out for Shoshana during the lap dancing challenge in Germany. But even so, he just gives a farewell message to Shoshana and then she's just shocked out that it was him the whole time, just trying to make a little plot to get his motivation for it. And also, he also cited conflict with Owen. Well, he just tries to make Alejandro as a friend, in which he also accidentally insulting him by calling him Al. Well, he also saying in a positive way, but he doesn't like it for it because that could be giving him a little annoying for it. Okay, so looks like that might be giving a little close call to be giving a little forward in on that side turn. Okay, steady, keep on that turn until you'll be going back onto the last part. Well, looks like that was a pretty good safe race for it then. Oh man, I didn't know that one driver just definitely going into the pit. Well, I never been doing this for having a little new cutscene on the Circuit du Saint-Fleur. Well, looks like I might be able to take a look until I'll be able to be depleted in on the total amount of fuel percentage. Well, of course, Alec-Heather relationship has started out for us, in which Heather is acting up some simple suspicious on Alejandro's plan, trying to make every contestant to be voted off for it, in order he can win. Well, definitely Heather tried to stop Alejandro so she could probably win season 3 for having a little invincibility moment in order to receive $1 million. But even so, well, looks like she kissed him and then giving him a knee attack on his kiwi for it. But definitely, even so, looks like that's a quite better relationship rivalry for it. But even so, he doesn't like Duncan a lot, but he also giving a little bit more, a little help in order he can win back on Courtney. Well, definitely that might be quite giving in for it. Well, also he made a side attraction with Courtney because Alejandro wants to make Duncan jealous. Well, looks like things about to get a little bit hard challenging between two guys. We went on over for Courtney as a main attraction for it. And then probably, well, sometimes Cody of course. He's just always being a little bit of pal, because that might be giving a little bit safer time away from Sierra. Okay, looks like I'm getting drawn closer in. Looks like the Chevy Nova is definitely currently in third place, and I overtaken it into fourth. Oh man, looks like this might be the right time to go into the pits. Wow, looks like that's definitely the right time for it. I really guess that I'm really gonna have to go in on field 3 to save it. Alright, so it looks like the LaFerrari is here again, but this time black color is just giving a little payback call for it. Stay at it. Aston Martin 177 is definitely stay on second place in order to try to catch up to overtake. Stay on it. This corner is very tricky. Okay, so it looks like the Porsche is definitely coming in for it. And looks like time to take a look at this cutscene on this pit stop. Wow, looks like this is very different and brand new. That was very cool. So this might be a good view on this pit stop on the Circuit Vicente Clorix. Wow, I never seen this one before for it. Well, looks like I never done this one for it since the July update. Okay, looks like all cars are about to come back in, and then let's go and pit out. Wow, looks like definitely Mustang Mach 40 wants to go in for it. Let me add it. First, to stay on lane 4, because that might be important if the LaFerrari is going to be running out of gas soon. Well, I kind of think that one important thing about Alejandro by having a relationship with Petter, well, sometimes they always being rivals because they just always want to see which ones become the final two winners for it. But probably they just finally paired up each other through Drumheller because they just really want to stick together for it. In which that's how they just finally came together in order. Alejandro wants to save Petter from getting stuck in by a rock. But even so, that's how they just start having their first club by having a rescue for it. But even which, Petter forms an alliance with Sierra and Cody in order to get Alejandro loaded up for it. But in which, yeesh, looks like Alejandro is playing fire with Petter by being fooled. Oh man, looks like things about to get really serious by taking a little relationship to the next level by having a little payback for giving a little bit more time to do a little bit of road trip on over to the boats towards Hawaii. And even so, looks like the LaFerrari just finally comes in first place, in which, well, I kind of think it could be running out of gas for it. And the LaFerrari driver said, "What? How can I be running out of gas?" Okay, that definitely might need to go to the pit stop earlier. I don't know what happens next. And then he also saw Alejandro's pole on the livery. Oh man. And then he ignores without having a dialogue. He just definitely made a smart move. Well, looks like things about to get a little bit more complicated here for you folks. Well, I know this is going to be a long time for having a little wait moment, but I'll just have to be able to pause for having a new clip. Alright, well, definitely just giving you a little 12-minute video searching for it. Well, looks like I'm still going in for it. Just keep saving up a lot of fuel for it. So, looks like it's only down for 7 minutes left. Well, I hope the LaFerrari is definitely giving a little bit better time to catch up for it. Okay, taking one last turn. Then, let's see, the LaFerrari is definitely going in, and looks like it's going into the pits. Okay, that might be giving it a little bit of time. Okay, even so, the supercars are still going at it. This time, just go slide left whenever you're gonna go for it. Oh yeah, definitely the worst part for Alejandro. Well, probably in the final two before the volcano erupts. Well, I kind of think that after his teammates got hurt by header in order to win, or definitely depends on his ending or not. Well, probably we always seen both endings for it, of course. That's how Alejandro or header wins the $1 million or total season 3 for it, and probably in which, yeah, definitely Alejandro gets hurt and injured and gets hit by a fire rock for it, in which he just got burned and heavily injured. Wow, he just screams in agony while he runs for it. Well, definitely, well, he was definitely having some injuries for it, in which Chris is putting Alejandro in a drama machine, in which that might be a reference part on Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, in which that Anakin Skywalker becomes Darth Vader. Well, that's definitely quite giving the reference part for it, in which Alejandro becomes the drama machine, and even so that Chris is, well, he always being like Darth Sidious, in which he responds to Alejandro, and well, he's inside of the drama machine, and then he responds back to Chris, and he thinks that the $1 million is safe. Well, definitely he got the cash just taken by Ezekiel, and then accidentally put it into the lava. But he yells a tragic no moment in the awesome part. But in the end, Chris just calls Alejandro a spaz. But now, looks like later on in season 5, after it's told on the Revenge of the Island at the cameo appearance, but in which he's still inside of the drama machine, he's able to compete for the season, but in which, well, he's still inside of it before he's about to come out after he got dropped off by a 1,000-foot cliff. But even so, he just finally made it out of the drama machine, and then he just finally recovered for all of its long resting moments. Okay, well, definitely that could be a bad handling cardboard. But even so, he uses the confessional cam during Season 5 ports, in which that can't move because his legs are having a little bit of a long time of having his injuries. Well, he needs to take some long time for having some medical recovery, but in which he also uses on hands. But definitely, Heather freaks out that Alejandro was back the whole time inside of the drama machine, and she is very concerned that he's back in the game. Oh man, looks like that takes forever for only 20 minutes of racing for us. Now, looks like it's time for the final lap of the race until the time runs out, and this is going to get very much better in towards the end. Oh man, looks like the LaFerrari strikes back for it once more. Yep, I knew the LaFerrari driver is really wanting to make a little payback for it. Stay at that turn. Don't want that LaFerrari coming first. Okay, looks like going down for only 44% left. Better have to save it some more by having a little lean by. Steady. Better have to save it until getting onto the bridge until the realistic view corner. Well, luckily so that Alejandro uses his hands rather than his feet, because after a long resting stage or having a little recovery after that volcano eruption incident, well, definitely it was the pineapple wouldn't keep the idle board, because that causes a volcano eruption, that causes a eruption. But yet, even so, he is also part of the villainous vulture, in which that he also wants to compete for the $1 million again. That's how he always tries to get back into the game for it. But luckily, until before Heather's elimination, he fooled Heather again the whole time, because his leg has finally recovered. But now, he's really getting serious about it, in which he took the immunity idol from Heather, in which she has finally found it during the Boney Island. Well, probably the cage one where all the mutant creatures finished their bench of the island. So that's where it also comes down for having a little payback on Heather, in which Alejandro gains invincibility for it, and probably Heather gets flushed in for it. But now later on for today, until the merge, he has found out some suspicious curious about Mike. Well, Alejandro believes that something fishy is going on him, in which that Mal was using Mike's body to gain his immunity for it by doing his evil plottish ways for it. But separately, well, that's how Alejandro got booted up, and because it's in the arts. But in which he just tries to warn the contestants that Mike is Mal's the whole time for it. So it looks like gonna be giving one last stretch, then finish line at long last. Well, I kind of think that might be giving the momentarily cardboard. Well, I kind of think that's all of it for now, but I kind of think that's might be having the most part of it. So, here's some of the most moment things here in Total Drama All-Stars. Well, he's still inside of the drama machine, and he is part of the villainous vultures. In Evil Dread, well, his body is now recovered, and he decides to get back at Heather for her betrayal 2 seasons ago. It is revealed that some point between first and second episodes that his legs has finally recovered, but he pretends that he's been paralyzed to make Heather feel bad. In which he also continues to taunt Heather, and he develops a rivalry with Sam. But definitely the most part that Alejandro steals the immunity idol from Heather, and she makes her get very upset. And that's how he also stays on the game instead of an elimination. Well, definitely the most moment for Alejandro in Sucker's Punch, and he is definitely challenging his brother Jose, yeah. Definitely he fights his brother in the boxing challenge board, and Scott prefers to call him Legs of Fakey, because that might be giving a moment board. Well, definitely Alejandro reveals that he had a dream about his brother Jose last night, and talks about his brother during the boxing challenge. He pitted against his older brother, who is, despite at first, they seem to be evenly matched, but this changes when Jose mocks Heather, angered Alejandro and allowed him to clobber his brother and winning the challenge, and he also declared feelings for Heather in the confessional, and now he defended her name. But in which he's been chosen by Mal along with Heather, and definitely they just always ignoring, but Chris finds out that they're in love for it, but definitely they are happily made at each other to be make amends, but they just always start fighting each other for the $1 million, but in which they're just the two, Alejandro and Heather are trying to swim away from Fang, in which he knows Fang has his teeth from Alejandro's pocket, because he always wants it back, because since, well, probably Fang wants to eat Scott in order he wants to get his tooth back for it. That might be giving a little bit more main course for it. However, Heather is frustrated and they've been cheated out in the $1 million again, but Alejandro comforts her, saying that they have each other. However, their moment is interrupted by Fang, who started chasing them, forcing them to swim for their lives again. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Definitely I finally got the KTM Expo R again. That might be giving a better time to have this one as another variant. So I really guess that there are no needs for colors to be available by purchase, so that might be it for now. So looks like it's been a long day for having a lot of commentary moment for it, but even so, I'll just have to change it up for having a little replay to be extended much further for it, in case if you guys really want to have more for it. So looks like that's the last step for one of the Total Drama fan art library design. That was a long moment to be prepared for it. Well, probably Vision Total Drama fan art design is not yet barely over yet, but I'm still trying to keep working on to make some fine, excellent, relatively designed boards. So looks like this is the last Total Drama library design on Alejandro by using the McLaren MP412C, because this is a very good supercar model for this fine British supercar, but this is a very good choice board. So I kind of think there's some might be important next changes for it, but don't worry, the fan art library is still going on, folks, but it's not over yet. But don't worry, it will be available changes until the next part board. So I'll be able to be making some more Total Drama fan art libraries from Revenge of the Island from Season 4. But this is going to take some long time for it, folks. But I decided to take a little break for it because it takes forever from the start for it. Because it is quite long forever for it. Because that might be giving a quite excellent job for having a good racing art to be a prop for it. So maybe I'll be able to take a long break before I'll start making Total Drama Revenge of the Island characters until the next part. Well, maybe later on in the future, because this is gonna have to take forever to be prepared for it. So maybe let's go and get everything set up by the start board, because, well, I might be able to start out on order because, well, I did Courtney with the Alfa Romeo 4C road car, the Aston Martin DB11 2016 on Justin, the BA Vantage S on Heather, and then the Audi TT Cup car for Noah. Well, I decided to go all in order. The BMW i3 for DJ. Well, and the Chevrolet Camaro SS 2016 for our party dude Jeff. And our favorite celebrity manhunt hostess Blaney with a Ferrari 458 Italia GT3. That was very Blainerific. The Ford Mustang GT for our favorite delinquent character Duncan. And our very chubby big guy Owen with a Ford F-150 Raptor. Oh man, this is gonna get very awesome for Owen. And even so, 200 NSX for our awesome nerd hero, because this one is gonna get some mad skills on. And the LC500 Lexus for Lashana. And also the homeschool boy Ezekiel with the Lamborghini Aventador LP704. And also the KTM Expo R on Cody. That's definitely might be very cool. Okay, so anything else on the Mazda? Oh yeah, almost forgot the Monza Intensa Group 3 road car on Gwen, and also the Group 4 variant and the Group 3. That might be very good for our favorite God girl. And also, of course, the Alejandro McLaren MP412C. Lindsay's Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG, her hotness. Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X Final Edition for Trent. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I almost forgot about our host with the most, Chris McLean with the Nissan GTR GT3 race car. Beth with the Porsche 911 GT3 RS that she also mentioned from Total Drama Action Oceans 8 or 9. And of course, 2 Renault Sport Celio RS 220 EDC Trophy, Katie and Sadie. our favorite Serpico contestant, Bridget, with a Subaru WRX Group B road car and the Group 3 race car. Now, what else is missing? Well, I'm just searching around some different car brands that I'm looking for it. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Eva with a Ford Mustang Mach 1 1971. Well, almost forgot about her. Well, she always gets acting up aggressively. So, looks like each other different car brands that mark Total Drama has definitely all over it. But maybe I'll just have to be able to be selected by selected order for it. But in which, that's all the Total Drama characters from TDI to TDWT. Well folks, I hope this is going to be a long day for having this segment. I hope you like this Total Drama library, and I'm glad that you really want to see it for it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and don't forget the links on the description down below if you want to see more for it. So, that's it for the first wave of Vision Total Drama fan art library group to support the Total Drama community, and I'm glad that you really enjoyed this awesome race segment on Gran Turismo Sport. And I'll see you guys next time, and I'll see you guys later until the next one for it. Keep on racing and stay cool.